Hi, welcome back to another video and welcome to this channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about a topic called SWOT more and sweat less. Most of you know what a SWOT is. You've done it in your school, university. You know how to do a SWOT, you know how to do the analysis. I'm going to do a SWOT analysis on a man called Joseph, a man who went through a lot of difficulties but achieved tremendous success. And we're going to learn these points. I'll be doing a complete series on him, but for today, we are going to focus on this area and do a SWOT analysis on Joseph. Why do we do this? It's because it is important to you. It's important to all of us to note and always be aware of what your strengths and weaknesses are. And you should be aware of what your opportunities and threats that are there in the surroundings, in the times, in the marketplace. You should be well aware of this. And all this we do so that you can stay relevant. It is important that you and I stay relevant. If not, you will soon be outdated. It is the same for you, for your business, for your workplace. No matter what you do, even the skills that you have, this is very important. If we look at a SWOT for this man, Joseph, he had a gifting, a special gifting of interpreting dreams, which took him very far and opened tremendous opportunities for him. It changed his destiny. So he didn't neglect it. He used it. I would call it a gifting, which is more than a strength. It's more than a skill or an ability. It's a gift. It's from God. And that he used to the best of his ability. And he was also exemplary in his character. Character is very important. And this is a key strength of this man. His integrity, his honesty, his trustworthiness, dependability, was tremendous. He even ran away when he was tempted. He could have easily succumbed to it, but he did not. He was a man of character. He was also having exemplary leadership qualities in him. Very good at networking. He knew the right people to approach. He knew whom he should approach and whom he will not really benefit him. You know that there are people who can just waste your time and resources, and there are those who can build you, uplift you, edify you. You should hang around more with the people who do that for your life. Because sooner or later, you will be the average of the 5 people that you hang out with most of your time. If you look at his weaknesses, there's not much to find. But I can go back to his younger days when he was a person who spoke before time. It even got into trouble with his own siblings, with his own family. Now, this is very important because you and I sometimes we go and speak things before time, and that is not good. There are certain things we have to ponder upon. There are certain things that we speak. So everything you know, you don't need to speak out. You need to know when to speak, what to speak, and the right time to do it. So these were the strengths and weaknesses, and strengths and weaknesses are within your control. It's things that you can work on. So these are the internal side of the SWOT analysis. So it is very important that we take note of what our strengths and weaknesses are is because we want to stay relevant. So, friends, we looked at the life of Joseph and we looked at strengths and weaknesses, which are internal. Now we are going to look at the external, the opportunities and threat side. If you look at Joseph, he every opportunity he got, he took it and did an exemplary job with it. When he was a slave and was sold to uh, the house of Potiphar, Potiphar was a captain of the guard for the king. He was an influential man, a rich man, a wealthy man, and Joseph got the opportunity to work for him. Sooner or later, a vacancy, CEO vacancy, came up in his house. And here he is, Joseph takes on the CEO position of Potiphar's family office business. So he learned how to take the opportunity. He was administering that place for about 10 to 11 years, which I think was the place where he got most of his experience. He also used an opportunity even while he was in prison. He was asked to administer even there. He saw two people who were influential, who had contacts to the king, to Pharaoh. And he used that opportunity to talk to the king's butler and baker, because the man had gone through a lot of injustice. He knew that he needed some way to come out of that, and he knew whom to speak to. He made it an opportunity. When he got the biggest opportunity of his lifetime, which changed his destiny from the king himself, from Pharaoh, the man uses his gift. Pharaoh gives him an opportunity to take on the prime minister position in at the time was the one important economy. And he took a challenge. He took on a task, the number two position in the land, and to execute a plan because there was a threat. What was the threat? A severe famine, a prolonged severe famine was going to hit the land, which was going to hit the world, and there was going to be a world crisis. It was going to impact the economic, there would have been economic and social impact, also an environmental impact, huge environmental impact. And here Joseph is taking on the opportunity to counter this. Even today, we are living in a new normal. Some of you who are thinking that we can go back to some of these things that you were doing before the pandemic, think again. This 1 to 1.5 years have changed many things. You've seen some businesses rise and some fall. Certain technologies coming in and certain other things fading off. Why is this happening? Because there are new technological advances, platforms that are entering the market, that have already entered. And if you are not staying abreast to what's happening, you will be hit badly by the threats that come with this new normal. So you are either on the opportunity side or you'll be facing threats. Look at how technology is disrupting many industries. One technology disrupting multiple industries. Take the most popular, Zoom, Google Meets, MS Teams. All these platforms have today disrupted many things. Commercial real estate is suffering because of this. because of the pandemic and the fact that people have now realized you can team up and work from home on platforms. Of course, there's nothing like face to face conversations and having that social network, but in times when there's a threat, a crisis, you need to have platforms to work on. And here it is, disrupting the telecommunication space, disrupting real estate, disrupting healthcare, disrupting education. Workplaces are going into more working from home and remote working. The dynamics are changing. People are suddenly realizing that their business model itself needs to change. Look at what Uber has done in the world. Look at what Convoy has done in the US. Look at what Rivigo has done in India. Look at what Amazon Prime has done to several sectors, from postal to courier to logistics. It's disrupted many spaces. Look at what has happened in banking and finance. A few years ago, I was speaking to a CEO of a leading bank in Sri Lanka. And I told him, the fintechs, if the banks are not going to adapt and change and look at technology and go into branchless banking, very soon the fintechs, even from a telecommunication space, would be a major threat. He laughed. It didn't take long. Look at what it is today. All the banks are now struggling. They are trying to move into fintech. They're trying to move into branchless banking and try to use every single platform possible because it's changed. The e-commerce space has changed even further. Education has changed. So it is important that you stay relevant as an organization, as a business, as an individual. Stay relevant. Don't get outdated. This is why a SWOT is very important. And this is why I spoke to you on this topic. To SWOT more so that you can sweat less. We learned all this from the life of Joseph, and we also learned how relevant it is to our time, to a new normal that we should be ready for, and also be aware of what is going to come in these spaces. There's much more. I can take you more deeper into this topic. We can talk for a day. But this should be good enough for you for now. Take it, use it, learn it because it's very important, and apply it. Apply it. This is when you can get your results. SWOT more and sweat less. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope this video was of benefit to you. Tell us how you're doing, how these have helped you, and how your life is getting better, because it can only move forward and your life can only go upward. And this is what I want to see happen to you. Thank you. Bye for now.